Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today, I'm just sharing with you 3 weird stories of things that have happened to me as an indie musician. Now, I was just thinking about one of them a little bit earlier on, and since I never can think of content to share on this page, and it kind of gives me a way/excuse to vent and share these weird things that have happened to me, clearly they still bother me somewhere in there, that I thought I'd make a video on it. So, yeah, 3 weird things that have happened to me on social media as an indie musician. So when you're putting yourself out there on social media, promoting yourself and promoting stuff, you're going to encounter some weird stuff because people are weird. And yeah, all of these things I struggle to explain. I'm going to try to. I'm going to share with you as best I manage to get my head around it. But for the first one, this is probably actually the least weird. When I was running the Total Tease podcast, which was a local kind of music podcast to share indie music, local music, all that kind of stuff, I got a message one day on the page from a gentleman called Adrian. Now, he was an older gentleman, and his question was quite succinct. He said, "What the hell is this?" Now, I can empathize with you, Adrian. I don't have a clue what it was either. But all jokes aside, it was pretty well described in the page. I don't think that I had sponsored posts on, so I won't have just appeared in his newsfeed. You know, someone will have shared it or something to that effect. Now, what I'm assuming has probably happened here is that as an older gentleman, he's probably not familiar with how the Facebook newsfeed works. In that, you know, he's probably seen this post and thought, why am I seeing this? In truth, it's because someone he's friends with has shared it. In his head, he's like, why am I seeing this post? You know, it's kind of like when you go on Twitter and everything that's shown in your feed is just from random people and not anyone that you actually follow. You know, it's sort of like that, I would imagine, in their head. But yeah, I can't explain this one. I don't know, Adrian. I don't know what you took offense to. I have literally no idea. All I know is he immediately blocked the page after messaging it, which makes it even weirder. It's like, why did you message the page? Why wouldn't you just block the page? Like, what? Adrian, I've got nothing for you. The next thing happened a few months ago. Now, this was in relation to me sharing my DistroKid referral link, which I like to do every now and then, because everyone that clicks through your DistroKid referral kit gets a bit of a discount, and you get a little bit of a kickback from DistroKid as well. And since that's a very easy way to actually earn money from your music, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do, I feel like it's worth doing every now and then. You know, on the off chance someone does click it, goes through, thinks, you know what, it's time to distribute. We're going to go through. You get yourself a little tenner in the back pocket. Why wouldn't you? You know, it just makes sense. And, you know, if you're not interested, you're not interested. If you're already distributing your music, you're already distributing your music. There's no problem there. I'm not being paid to share this. It's not like I'm doing a massive sales pitch or anything like that. But the last time I shared it was a little bit more controversial. Someone shared a different distributor that I'd never heard of, and kind of intend to sort of look into a bit more when my DistroKid is due for renewal, because that seemed like an interesting comment. That seemed like helpful information. And another guy who was an artist who shared very odd content anyway. Like, their posts were very weird anyway. They definitely seemed like a weird guy anyway. But they just decided to comment, "Suck my winky." Yeah, I've got nothing for that one as well. Yeah, if you don't want to use DistroKid, don't use DistroKid. It's not that deep. Jesus Christ, calm down. So, yeah, I replied with basically what my thoughts were on that and said, that seems like a rational response. And he then liked the comment and nothing more of it, you know. What I always do, because I'm a little bit neurotic, is whenever there's anything like this happens on Instagram, etc., I'm monitoring whether people have unfollowed me, etc. And he hadn't unfollowed me straight away, but he did unfollow me when he liked my comment, like when I replied. And to be quite honest, I was thankful to have the excuse to unfollow them so I didn't have to see their weird posts anymore. But that was definitely a weird thing that happened to me. That was very, very odd. But again, glad to be rid of it. And the third one is like kind of a bit more serious if you know, depending on how you look at it. I think it was just ridiculous though still. In that last year, I, again, quite like today, I thought of a video all of a sudden and decided to share it. And it was about Dave Grohl and the first Foo Fighters album and how you should draw inspiration from it, and that a lot of people tell you to do that, particularly when you're starting out. You know, this comes up in conversation a fair bit between musicians. Dave Grohl writing the first Foo Fighters album on his own. And it was basically saying that, yes, you should draw inspiration from that. You should know that you can do it. But also on the flip side, that you shouldn't beat yourself up for struggling to do it when Dave Grohl was already a rich and successful musician when he did it. So it was kind of like two sides of the coin kind of thing, you know. Yeah, you can, don't beat yourself up, but yeah, this is kind of cool. Now, someone who had just seen the thumbnail on Instagram and just hadn't watched the video, judging from the fact that they just posted a character assassination on Dave Grohl instead of like anything, you know, they clearly thought I was just idolizing this man and telling you to draw inspiration from him. But he basically said that he was in Epstein's black book, and that you know, he was like, no one should do this because he was one of Epstein's clients and all this kind of stuff. Now, obviously, if that's true, then the man should be not only vilified, but we definitely shouldn't be drawing inspiration from him, of course. But he's drawing this information from a document that I didn't even know existed. This was months ago. This had nothing to do with the recent releases of the like Epstein documents and stuff. This had like absolutely nothing to do with them. And as far as I'm aware, Dave Grohl hasn't been named in them anyway. But, you know, this was like long before that. So this is referring to like some kind of record that I didn't even know existed. As far as I was aware, we had no information, no knowledge at all of anything like this. And not only is this guy assuming I know that and don't care, and I'm just kind of still idolizing the guy, but he's kind of like inferring that everybody should know this by assuming that I know about this. Or like, you know, I mean, it came off that way to me because he also unfollowed me because of it. It wasn't like he was trying to educate me like, no, you shouldn't follow this guy because he is a bad guy. It was literally like, well, if you're talking about that, I'm unfollowing you. No, because you know that it's not good. Whereas actually, I didn't have a clue and kind of still don't. You know, this guy was talking as if everybody in the world has seen this document or whatever. Like it was just forced into your TV or something. Like it was just thrown into your breakfast, like U2 giving everybody their album that one time. Whereas actually, I'm imagining a fuckload of people don't have a clue about whatever the fuck it is that he's actually on about. I don't know. I could probably talk about this one for a long time because it's unfathomable in my head. I just don't understand it at all. I don't understand like how I'm supposed to know. I'm assuming a lot of people out there don't know. A lot of people watching this video wouldn't have any clue about it either. And I'm not getting into a discussion about whether this is true or not. I'm just more talking about the weirdness of this guy's behavior. You know, there was no attempt to kind of come at it in a rational or reasonable even way. This guy literally is just like, nope, unfollowed. And, you know, and I'm just like, okay, like, you've kind of unfollowed me for a reason that you just made up in your own head. Because, you know, if he's unfollowing me, then he's assuming, he's saying that I've done something wrong. And if I don't know, then how can I have done something wrong? But he's not trying to educate me. He's kind of assuming I already know. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. Very weird, very bizarre behavior. Do not understand that one. So what I did with that one was I really couldn't formulate a response to that at all. So what I actually did with that one was I just deleted the comment. Because quite honestly, I was at a loss. I literally had no idea how to respond to that. Like, do I say, oh, soz, didn't know? You know, what do you do? So sometimes it's easier to just get rid of it and delete the comment so then you don't have to look at it and you can kind of just, like, let it go. Clearly, I haven't let it go. This was months ago and I'm still, you know, going on about it. I'm still baffled by it. But, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes for your own peace of mind, you just kind of have to be like, okay, that was a weird thing that happened, and now I'm going to do my best to push it away. And I guess we technically learned something from that situation somewhere. Probably. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. I am trying to think of more kind of content that I can do with this channel. And I'd love it if you could check out my music as well on your preferred streaming platform. They are all in the link in my bio below. And I really do appreciate any attention you can give me. I also really appreciate you joining me for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.